The Bible. Ever heard of it? It's the story of God. You're actually a character in it too, but not for a while, and you aren't even the main character anyway. That's God, and how He in His holiness created, loved, and saved the world. God created everything and chose a man named Abraham and made him a promise to bless the whole world through him. God also made him into a nation. That nation broke free from slavery under the leadership of Moses. Through Moses, God brought the law. That's the type of nation He wanted, and a covenant of blessing for obedience and curses for disobedience. God gave His people, Israel, a land, many more leaders, a successor to Moses, a series of judges, and then kings. Most of the kings were pretty awful, but one of them stands out, David. He was a man after God's own heart, and God made a covenant with him for a permanent, eternal king that would come through his line. After David, the kingdom of Israel split in two, and the people repeatedly chose to disobey Moses' covenant, and they were sent one kingdom at a time into exile. Before, during, and after the exile, 16 prophets spoke of returning to the covenant with Moses and hoping for the finalization of the covenants with Abraham and David. There are also some practical books mixed in, answering ancient questions like Job, why do bad things happen? And more collections on God's ideals on worship, wisdom, and sexuality. But back to the narrative. 3 men named Zerubbabel, Ezra, and Nehemiah led the people of Israel out of exile and back to Jerusalem and waited for the promised blessing and king. He came 400 years later. His name was Jesus, from the line of Abraham and David, but not a king in the manner they were expecting. He blessed and saved the people of Israel, but not from Rome like they hoped, but from sin and death. Jesus came and completely satisfied the covenants and laws of the Old Testament while establishing a new covenant and kingdom, one built on love instead of law and on mission instead of nationality. Jesus sent His disciples to bring the kingdom into action in the world, and they did, along with a new convert named Paul, planting churches all along the known world. Paul wrote letters to the churches he planted, and they serve as the models for Christian behavior. Jesus' closest friend and disciple, John, invited people of all ages, races, backgrounds, and personalities to believe in Jesus and be free from sin and death. He also wrote an apocalyptic book called Revelation that completes the Bible and tells of the return of our precious Savior, Abraham's blessing, Israel's true king, the inaugurator of love over law, God's Son, and your Savior, if you believe, Jesus Christ. And that's the Bible in 2 minutes. Well, 2 minutes and a bit, give or take.